everybody, it's Cathryn from In the Pink Designs. My project today was inspired by a lot of comments I got in the truck videos that there was no pumpkins. And I was kind of disappointed there wasn't any pumpkins in it either. We have palm trees, Christmas tree, presents, buckets of flowers, more flowers, and the rails for a truck, but no pumpkins. So you could make these sunflowers if you want to, which is kind of fallish. But I figured I would make my own little pumpkins to put in the back of the truck. All right, and of course I'm using the Trucking Along bundle. It's going to be back October 16th, I think, in October. Okay, this box measures 3 3/4 by 3 1/4 by 1. It opens at the top, and I don't have any fall things yet because I just don't have any treats. The Tuxedo Black will barely fit. You need probably another 1/8 of an inch, but that gives you an idea of what things you can put in. You can put in lots of fun-sized candies. Some candy corn would look cute in this, or little pumpkin candies. I know they have them. They're like candy corn, but they're pumpkins. All right, so what we're using for this is some basic white. Now I cut a very, very thin strip from the leftovers from my Mossy Meadow cardstock to make the little tops of the pumpkins. We need some pumpkin pie to punch out the pumpkins, and I used a 1/2 inch circle punch. So if you have something similar or a 1/2 inch circle die, that's what I use to make the pumpkins. Okay, these are both from the Nested Essentials dies. The largest one right here, this one, and I cut one out of Balmy Blue and one out of Granny Apple Green, and then I just cut the Granny Apple Green one down to 3/4 inch high. Okay, all right, then I'm just using the Brights Designer Series paper, and we need 2 pieces that are 3 by 3 1/2, 2 pieces that are 3 by 3/4, and 2 pieces that are 3 1/2 by 3/4. And the Mossy Meadow cardstock is 10 by 6. Okay, so let's start with my Simply Scored. And we're going to start on the 10-inch side, and we're going to score at 1, 4 3/4, 5 3/4, and 9 1/2. Turn it to the 6-inch side and score at 1, 4 1/4, and 5 1/4. All right, now I'm going to fold and burnish all of the score lines. Okay, so now the skinniest rectangle is on the left. There is a 3/4 inch strip on the top and 1 inch on the bottom and over here on the left. Okay, and this is what we're going to be doing here. We're going to start on the bottom left, go to the first score line, cut it to the first score line, and then wedge both sides of the square. Go to the next score line, cut it to the first score line, next score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge both sides of the square. Go to the next score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge up a little bit into that skinny rectangle. All right, so now switch it so that that skinny rectangle is on the left, and we're going to go to the second score line, cut it to the second score line, and then we're going to take off these 4 pieces. So cut everything off that's above that piece of score line there, and I take the score line with it. Okay, and then we want to just wedge up into this skinny rectangle at the end. All right, right, go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, get rid of that rectangle on the bottom, and wedge each side of the square. Okay, go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, get rid of this rectangle on the bottom, and wedge both sides of the square. Okay, now we need a corner rounder for this top piece. Skinny rectangle's on the left right now. And we're gonna round both sides of this top piece here. Okay, and this is what your cardstock should look like after you're done scoring, cutting, and rounding these two corners. Okay, I'm gonna take tear and tape and put it next to the score line on what's left of the skinny rectangle. Then I'm going to take my take your pick tool to get the backing off. Okay, flip over the whole thing, flip over the side with the tape, and then the other side to meet it. Now the part with the flap, the seam is our back. So we're going to push in the side tabs, put a little bit of glue on them, pull the back flap in, and then put glue on the back of this front flap, and then bring that down and just make sure that your sides stay nice and even, nothing sticks out too far. Okay, and then just make sure you press down on those flaps. All right, and we'll close it for now. All right, now we need our DSP. The two pieces that are 3 by 3.5 are going to go on the front and the back. The short side pieces are 3 by 3/4, and the long side pieces are 3.5 by 3/4. And I'm going to put them all on with liquid glue. Okay. All right, and after we have all our DSP on, I'm just going to use, this is a 7/8 inch, but you could use a 1 inch or a 3/4 inch. And I'm going to take a little piece of a circle out of the back just so we can open this much more easily. Okay. All right. Now let's let this dry and we'll do some stamping. Okay, so we're going to do the truck first. I'm going to do the inside first with Mossy Meadow. Good. And then I'm going to do the outline with Tuxedo Black. Good. And also with Tuxedo Black, we're going to do the outline of the tree. And for the inside of the tree, I'm going to use crushed curry. Okay. And then we need a cloud, and the cloud I'm going to use Balmy Blue, and I'm only going to be doing the outside of the cloud. All right, now we need our two pieces. Okay, now we need our two pieces of the Nested Essentials die. This die is 3 by 2 3/8, and then this one I cut the bottom part, so it's 3 by 3/4. I cut 3/4 off of the bottom of one I cut with Granny Apple Green. All right, and on the Granny Apple Green part and Tuxedo Black ink, we're going to put, I'm not sure if this is the shadow of the truck or if it's a little bit of the road, but it's probably the shadow. And I put it in the middle of the Granny Apple Green piece, about 1/4 inch up. Okay. And then we're going to attach the Granny Apple Green piece to the bottom of the Balmy Blue rectangle. Okay, and we'll let that dry while we make our pumpkins. So for the pumpkins, we need a 1/2 inch circle punch, and I'm going to punch out 3. It took me several tries, so we might need 6 or 9. All right, and then I'm just going to use my scissors, and I'm going to cut out a little half moon out of the top, and then I'm just going to round the sides of that just a little bit. There we go. And it kind of has just an indentation in the bottom. So I'm going to do this 3 times. And then I'm just going to cut 3 pieces of that little strip. It's about 1/8 of an inch wide. You don't have to do it that wide if you don't want to. Of Mossy Meadow. I can't say that right. Mossy Meadow. All right. And then we're going to take our little pumpkins, and I'm going to take dark pumpkin pie, and I'm just going to make some curved lines, about 4 of them on each pumpkin. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. And then I'm just going to flip over each pumpkin and put a little dot of glue right at the lowest point on the top there. Oops. And then I'm going to put the stems. Now we're going to cut them off, so you want to leave a lot up at the top. You can cut them slanted or however you like. I started these off as slanted, but then I just cut them straight. All right, and while those are drying, let's punch out our truck with the Trucking Along Builder Punch. Okay, there is our truck. And then I'm going to use dark basic black, and I'm going to do the middle dot of the hubcap and then the tires, because I really don't do well when I stamp that. All right, there we go. And then with dark pecan pie, or pecan pie, as some people would say, I'm going to do the trunk of the tree. All right, and then I have to fussy cut out the tree and the cloud. Okay, and there we go. All right, now we need to fix up our pumpkins here. I'm just going to flip these over. All right, and I'm just going to cut the stems down a little bit. All right, and then I'm going to put 2 pumpkins next to each other, and then this one in the back will go on top, just like that. Okay. All right, now let's just test how we like the pumpkins on the bottom. My hands are sticky here. Can't get them. There we go. All right, do we like that? Yeah. All right. So we're going to put a dot of glue on the bottom of each pumpkin. And then I'm going to cover the pumpkin bottoms with the bed of the truck. Okay. I'm going to try to get anything that squeezes out off. All right, and where's my other pumpkin? Where's my third pumpkin? It's on my finger. Oh my gosh. All right, and then the other pumpkin, we're just going to put a little dab of glue on the bottom and stick it behind the other two pumpkins, just like that. Now, while that's drying, let's get our box. And this is the back. Okay. Now, this would look really good with the burlap ribbon. We have, I think, two kinds. One that's fatter. I want the one that's a little bit skinnier, but I ran out. So if you have that, that would look really cute with burlap. But the glittered organdy is cute too. So I'm going to, where's the top? Over here. I'm going to run it around the middle of the side of the box and tie a bow up on the left here, over on the left. And then I'm just going to cut that off. All right. Okay, now we need this piece that we did, and I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of our truck. All right, and then I'm going to put it just above the shadow and right in the middle. And press that down. Okay, now we're going to just glue our tree right in the front here. I'm just going to tuck it inside the front bumper there. Just like that. And then the cloud we're going to put over the pumpkins. Right about right here. Now we need more dimensionals on the back of the entire piece. And I'm just going to put this over the ribbon right in the middle. Right like that. And that is it. I hope you liked this. If you have any questions, my email is below, along with the links to my shop. Please use this host code for any purchases under $150. And please subscribe and hit the like button. I will see you next time. Bye.